Top 5 best bread you must eat to flush out toxins and repair kidney fast. Your sodium and phosphorus levels are dangerously high. You need to stop reaching for that standard loaf of supermarket bread immediately. Instead, you should start using targeted kidney-friendly grains that actually help flush out toxins. Did you know that the very food you consider a basic staple of your morning routine is likely the secret culprit behind your declining renal health? Many breads we believe are healthy are actually sabotaging your filtration system every single day. Albuminuria and rising creatinine levels are terms you may have ignored or misunderstood, but these numbers determine your remaining years of health. This is not just data on a medical chart. It is a desperate distress signal from deep within your body. If you continue to ignore this cry for help, the inevitable conclusion is a life tethered to a dialysis machine or total kidney failure. I am Dr. Mattheus from Kidney Health 365. Statistics show that millions of American seniors are currently living with chronic kidney disease, but 90% are completely unaware of it. This is because your kidneys do not have the ability to scream in pain. You might mistake your persistent fatigue, itchy skin, or swollen ankles as just typical signs of getting older. This silent progression is why kidney disease is feared as the silent killer. It steals your health quietly until it is too late to turn back. The answer to protecting yourself naturally lies at the root of your lifestyle, your daily nutrition. Choosing the right grains while eliminating those loaded with hidden phosphorus and potassium will change your future. In this video, I will show you exactly which breads to avoid and the top 5 golden loaves that are scientifically proven to help clean your blood and reduce the workload on your kidneys. But before you buy your next loaf, you must understand a deceptive practice occurring right under your nose at the local grocery store. When you walk down the bread aisle of a typical American supermarket, you are stepping into a carefully designed trap. Many of those loaves with their warm colors and rustic packaging claim to be healthy or whole grain, but your kidneys see them differently. The truth is that about 90% of these products are ultra-processed. That deep brown color you see is often not from nutritious fiber, but from added caramel coloring to make white bread look healthy. Even worse, manufacturers load these loaves with hidden sodium and chemical preservatives to keep them soft on the shelf for weeks. For someone over 55, these additives are like pouring liquid lead into your delicate renal filters. According to the Center for Science in the Public Interest at cspin8.org, many commercial breads contain far more sodium per serving than a bag of potato chips. A single sandwich can sometimes contain nearly half of your daily sodium limit before you even add the filling. These hidden salts and phosphate additives create a high-pressure environment that scars your kidneys. This is why you cannot trust the front of the bag. You must learn to look past the marketing. Fortunately, you do not have to give up bread entirely to stay safe. There are specific ancient and natural ways of making bread that actually support your health rather than destroying it. Let us look at the 5 specific loaves that can replace these processed traps and start healing your filters today, starting with a fermented miracle that is a game changer for phosphorus control. Sourdough bread is often called the king of kidney-friendly grains because it offers a traditional way to enjoy bread without the heavy burden of minerals that typically strain your renal system. For anyone over 55 who is closely watching their phosphorus and potassium levels, switching to a high-quality sourdough can be a total game changer for your daily lab results. The secret to sourdough lies in its ancient mechanism of long fermentation. During this slow process, natural wild yeast and beneficial bacteria work together to break down phytic acid, an anti-nutrient found in wheat that normally binds to minerals. According to research from the Journal of Agriculture and Food Chemistry, this fermentation process can reduce the phytate content by as much as 60 to 90%. By neutralizing these phytates, sourdough significantly lowers the amount of inorganic phosphorus your body absorbs, effectively protecting your kidneys from mineral buildup. Additionally, the lactic acid produced during fermentation lowers the glycemic index of the bread, which helps stabilize your blood sugar and reduces the inflammatory stress on your delicate renal capillaries. However, you must be aware of certain risks regarding sodium. While sourdough is excellent for mineral control, many commercial bakeries add extra salt to enhance the tangy flavor. If you are on a strict low-sodium diet for hypertension, you should limit yourself to just 1 or 2 slices. To use sourdough, optimally look for authentic loaves made only with flour, water, salt, and a starter culture. Avoid versions that contain yeast or sugar on the ingredient list, as these are often quick rise fakes. I recommend toasting your slices lightly to improve digestibility even further. For a healing recipe variation, try topping your sourdough with fresh avocado and a squeeze of lemon juice. The healthy fats in the avocado combined with the lower glycemic bread provide steady energy without a potassium spike. Another great option is to dip your sourdough in high-quality extra virgin olive oil and fresh garlic, which adds a powerful anti-inflammatory boost to your meal. Please be cautious if you have advanced kidney disease and are on a strictly limited fluid or protein intake. If you have never tried switching to sourdough for your kidney health, please comment with a 0. If you are already a fan of this tangy healer, comment with a 1. While sourdough is great for mineral balance, our next bread option focuses on maximum fiber to sweep toxins out of your blood. Sprouted grain bread is a nutritional powerhouse that acts like a biological broom, helping to sweep dangerous toxins out of your digestive tract before they ever reach your kidneys. For many seniors, maintaining a clean internal environment is the first step toward recovery, and this specific type of bread offers a level of digestibility and nutrient density that standard loaves simply cannot match. The mechanism behind sprouted grain bread involves the transition of a dormant seed into a living plant. During the sprouting process, enzymes are activated that begin to pre-digest the starches and proteins within the grain. This makes the bread significantly easier on your digestive system, reducing the metabolic waste that your kidneys must eventually filter. According to data from the Whole Grains Council at Grains, org sprouting increases the availability of key vitamins, particularly vitamin C and B vitamins, while simultaneously lowering the amount of gluten and starch. Most importantly, for renal patients, the sprouting process significantly increases soluble fiber. This fiber binds to urea and other nitrogenous wastes in the intestines, allowing them to be excreted through the digestive tract rather than being forced through your delicate renal capillaries. It essentially creates a secondary exit for toxins, giving your kidneys a much-needed break. However, there are risks related to potassium and phosphorus. Because sprouted grain bread uses the whole seed, it naturally contains higher levels of these minerals than refined white bread. If you are in the later stages of kidney disease, you must monitor your portions carefully. To use this bread optimally, I recommend looking for the Ezekiel 49 brand, which is widely available in the freezer section of most American grocery stores. Keeping it frozen preserves the live enzymes and prevents mold, as it contains no chemical preservatives. One toasted slice in the morning is a perfect serving size to gain the fiber benefits without overloading your mineral limits. For a healthy recipe variation, try spreading a thin layer of raw almond butter on a toasted slice for a balance of healthy fats and protein. Another excellent choice is to use sprouted grain bread as the base for a veggie sandwich loaded with cucumber and bell peppers. Please be cautious and consult your renal dietitian if your blood work shows consistently high potassium levels, as this bread is nutrient-dense. If you have never tried sprouted grain bread for your kidney health, comment with a 0. If you already have this in your freezer, comment with a 1. While sprouted grains help with toxin removal, our next bread choice is the classic fiber champion for long-term renal maintenance. 100% whole wheat bread is the reliable foundation of a kidney-conscious diet, offering a consistent and powerful source of insoluble fiber that helps stabilize your entire system. When chosen correctly, this classic American staple provides the necessary bulk to keep your blood sugar steady and your blood pressure under control, both of which are critical for protecting your long-term renal function. The mechanism of 100% whole wheat bread focuses on the preservation of the entire grain kernel, including the bran and the germ. This ensures that you are getting the full spectrum of phytochemicals and antioxidants that are stripped away during the refining process. The insoluble fiber found in whole wheat acts as a natural regulator for your blood glucose levels. High blood sugar is one of the leading causes of kidney damage, as it causes the filters to become inflamed and leaky. By slowing down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream, whole wheat bread prevents the insulin spikes that put your kidneys under immense pressure. Research from the Mayo Clinic at mayoclinic.org highlights that a diet rich in whole grains is linked to a lower risk of hypertension and heart disease, which are the primary drivers of chronic kidney failure. It provides a steady, slow-burning fuel that keeps your internal filters working at a calm and manageable pace. The main risk with whole wheat is the imposter trap. Many brands label their bread as made with whole wheat, but the first ingredient is actually enriched white flour. These fakes often contain high fructose corn syrup and hidden phosphates, which are toxic to your kidneys. To use this bread optimally, the label must state 100% whole wheat as the very first ingredient. I recommend choosing a brand with at least 3 grams of fiber per slice and less than 140 milligrams of sodium. For a delicious recipe variation, use 100% whole wheat bread to make a low-sodium French toast using egg whites and a sprinkle of cinnamon. You can also use it to make homemade croutons by lightly baking cubes with olive oil and oregano. Please be cautious if you have been told to follow a strictly low-fiber diet due to specific digestive complications. If you are currently making sure your bread is 100% whole wheat, comment with a 1. NUBNVN, CNBN, CONV, HG, HNHN, AU. Now that we have covered the fiber champions, let us look at a specialized option for those with high systemic inflammation. Gluten-free bread is an excellent alternative for those looking to reduce systemic inflammation, which is often an overlooked factor in the progression of chronic kidney disease. For many seniors, the gluten found in traditional wheat can trigger a low-grade inflammatory response in the gut, which indirectly puts additional stress on the kidneys as they struggle to process inflammatory byproducts in the blood. The mechanism of gluten-free bread lies in its ability to eliminate the protein complex known as gluten, which can cause leaky gut in sensitive individuals. When the intestinal lining is compromised, toxins can leak into the bloodstream, forcing the kidneys to work overtime to filter them out. By choosing breads made from alternative flours like rice millet or sorghum, you reduce the overall toxic burden on your renal system. According to the Celiac Disease Foundation at celiac.org, reducing gluten can significantly lower markers of systemic inflammation in those with sensitivities. For kidney patients, lower inflammation means less pressure on the glomeruli, the tiny filtering units of the kidney. This helps to preserve your remaining kidney function and prevents the rapid scarring of renal tissues that leads to failure. However, the risk with gluten-free bread is the additive trap. Because gluten-free flours lack the natural elasticity of wheat manufacturers, often add high amounts of sodium sugar and inorganic phosphate additives to improve the texture and flavor. To use gluten-free bread optimally, you must be a dedicated label reader. Look for brands that use simple whole food ingredients and avoid those with sodium phosphate or aluminum phosphate on the ingredient list. I recommend toasting gluten-free bread as it tends to have a denser texture that improves significantly with heat. For a kidney-safe recipe variation, try making a gluten-free bruschetta by rubbing a toasted slice with a fresh garlic clove and topping it with diced tomatoes and a drizzle of flaxseed oil. This provides a massive dose of antioxidants without the inflammatory gluten. Another option is to use it as a base for a light honey and cinnamon toast. Please be cautious as some gluten-free breads use bean flours, which can be surprisingly high in potassium. While reducing inflammation is key, our final bread option is a specific medical choice for those in the most advanced stages of care. White bread is often criticized in the general health world, but in the specific world of advanced renal care, it serves as a vital low-mineral safety net. For those in late-stage kidney disease who must strictly limit their intake of potassium and phosphorus, white bread is often the safest choice because the refining process removes the bran and germ where these minerals are most concentrated. The mechanism of white bread for renal patients is based on its minimal mineral content. During the milling process, the outer layers of the wheat kernel are removed. While this also removes fiber, it significantly reduces the phosphorus and potassium levels compared to whole grain versions. For a patient whose kidneys can no longer efficiently excrete these minerals, eating whole wheat can actually lead to dangerous buildup in the blood known as hyperkalemia or hyperphosphatemia. According to the National Kidney Foundation at kidney.org, white bread is frequently recommended for those on a renal diet because it provides necessary carbohydrates without the mineral tax that whole grains carry. It allows the patient to maintain their energy levels while keeping their lab numbers within a safe range, preventing life-threatening heart rhythm issues or bone disease caused by mineral imbalance. The risk with white bread is its high glycemic index and lack of fiber. Because it is digested quickly, it can cause rapid spikes in blood sugar, which is particularly dangerous for those with diabetic kidney disease. To use white bread optimally, you should always pair it with a healthy fat or a high-quality protein to slow down sugar absorption. Choose unenriched varieties if possible to avoid added synthetic vitamins that your kidneys might struggle to clear. I recommend choosing sourdough white bread whenever available to get the benefits of fermentation with the low mineral profile of white flour. For a safe recipe variation, try a simple cucumber sandwich using thin slices of white bread and a tiny bit of cream cheese. You can also use white bread to make a light bread pudding using a phosphorus-free milk substitute like rice milk. Please be cautious and only prioritize white bread over whole grains if your doctor or renal dietitian has specifically told you to follow a low potassium or low phosphorus diet. Now that we have identified the best breads for every stage, let us discuss the two-slice strategy to ensure you never overwork your filters. Now that you know which breads to choose, the most important step is mastering how much and how often to eat them. Even the healthiest bread can become a burden if consumed in excess. I call this the two-slice smart strategy. For most seniors, managing kidney health, limiting your intake to a maximum of 2 slices per day is the golden rule. This ensures you get the fiber and comfort of bread without overwhelming your system with carbohydrates or hidden minerals. The timing and pairing of your bread are just as critical as the portion size. To protect your kidneys from the damaging effects of blood sugar spikes, you should never eat bread alone. Always pair your slice with a healthy fat or a clean protein. For example, spreading a small amount of mashed avocado or drizzling extra virgin olive oil on your toast slows down the digestion of starches. This leads to a gradual release of glucose into your bloodstream rather than a sudden surge. According to dietary guidelines from the American Diabetes Association at diabetes.org, managing glycemic variability is essential for preventing the microvascular damage that leads to kidney failure. By stabilizing your sugar levels, you are effectively lowering the inflammatory pressure on your renal filters. Furthermore, remember to rotate your choices. You might have sourdough for breakfast today and a slice of sprouted grain bread tomorrow. This variety ensures you get a wide range of nutrients while preventing the buildup of any single mineral. If you are committed to trying this 2-slice limit starting tomorrow, please comment with a 1 below. If you think this will be a challenge for you, comment with a 0. Let us now bring all these pieces together into a simple plan you can use every time you visit the grocery store. We have covered a vital journey today, from identifying the deceptive traps in the supermarket bread aisle to discovering the 5 golden loaves that can actually help restore your kidney health. Remember, choosing sourdough sprouted grains or 100% whole wheat is not just about a meal, it is about providing your filters with the fiber they need while avoiding the toxic buildup of hidden phosphates and excessive sodium. You must realize that kidney problems often progress silently. By the time physical symptoms appear, the internal damage may already be severe. This is why starting today matters so much. Every meal you eat is either a step toward healing or a step toward further strain. Do not wait for a bad lab report to make a change. You have the power right now to stop the cycle of damage and begin a path of renewal. I want you to feel encouraged because your body is remarkably resilient. Even small, consistent changes, like the 2-slice strategy, can lead to significant improvements in your energy and your long-term health. For your immediate next step, I want you to go to your pantry and check your current bread label. If you see added phosphates, or more than 140 milligrams of sodium per slice, consider replacing it with a fresh loaf of sourdough on your next trip. Please keep in mind that this information is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consult your doctor or a renal dietitian before making major dietary changes. To continue your healing journey, please subscribe to Kidney Health 365 and hit the notification bell. You won't want to miss our next deep dive foamy urine 4 fruits and daily habits to protect your kidneys starting today. I look forward to seeing you there.